Hi there. Welcome to the TKMG Academy course, Creating a Visual Workplace. I'm Elizabeth Swan, your instructor. Over the past 30 years, I've worked with multiple organizations on their improvement journeys. One of the most fundamental ways to create a high-performing workplace and lock in the success of continuous improvement efforts is to create a visual workplace. A workplace that guides employees to do the right thing at the right time. One that reinforces best practices and promotes adherence to process standards. While visuals have long been a powerful communication technique, their importance in the workplace drew greater attention with the introduction of lean management systems. Visuals clarify, and clarity is the core characteristic of outstanding performance. You can create a visual workplace without adopting a formal approach to business performance improvement. But improvement of any sort has a high risk of failure without a visual workplace to support it. There are 12 lessons in this course, which we recommend you view in sequence. Throughout the course, you'll learn the critical role visuals play in reducing waste, improving productivity, creating less frustrating and safer ways to work, and how to create them. You'll learn the 4 types of visuals and the accompanying questions that visual workplaces answer, how to assess the questions that could best be answered by visuals, what goes into effective visuals, and how to engage team members in building a visual workplace that makes work easy to do and do well. What do I mean by visuals? They include signs, labels, graphics, lighting that signals certain action, tape, or painted lines that define storage areas or walkways, and charts that make it easy to understand data. You name it. But you have to make sure your visuals are helpful, that they make it easy to know what to do. As you begin applying the concepts in this course, steer clear of the trap of installing confusing visuals for the sake of installing visuals. Clarity is key. Otherwise, people may spend as much time trying to figure out what to do as they did without visuals in the first place. Has this ever happened to you? Street signs are visual tools. They provide information about what you should do, when, and sometimes how. But what is this sign saying? If you're trying to park your car here, you have to spend quite a bit of mental energy to answer the question, can I park here? Let's see. The top yellow area says there's no morning parking. And then there's no parking from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. except on Sunday, which seems to go beyond what you might define as morning. There's active in bold letters, something about commercial vehicle loading exception, and it ends with a 15-minute limit. But if you're brave enough to read the next sign, it refers to the bottom sign, which is slightly covered in grass. If you're pressed for time, you may simply park and hope you don't get an expensive parking ticket. Day in and day out, dozens of people likely ask the question, can I park here? Some of them give up and leave, and some of them park. It might work out, it might not. The same thing happens in organizations. Multiple times a day, sometimes multiple times an hour. When processes aren't clear, people ask questions, or, for better or worse, they make their own decisions about what to do. The goal of a visual workplace is to answer those questions before they're asked. What exactly is a visual workplace? A visual workplace has clear and concise visual information exactly where people need it to relay critical information at a glance. According to John Medina, author of Brain Rules, vision takes up about half our brain's resources. It takes far less effort to comprehend images than it does text. As humans, we learn more efficiently from visuals. Visuals also provide informational shortcuts for non-native speakers. They often remove the need for language translation, which reduces confusion and misunderstandings. A visual workplace cuts down on mistakes, saves time, and reduces the risk of injuries, all of which makes work easier and less costly and more joyful to accomplish. It does all this by providing the answers that workers and leaders alike can easily see. And because the answers to workers' questions are built into the workplace, It gives workers confidence. Finally, visual work instructions accelerate learning and reduce the time needed for detailed training. There are 4 types of visuals, each of which answers a specific question. I'll list them here, and then I'll go into greater detail in the next 5 lessons. Type 1 visuals identify. They answer the question, what is this? With these visuals in place, employees always know what they're looking at. Materials, equipment, entrances, exits, roles, etc. People don't have to ask. It's always obvious. Type 2 visuals inform. They answer the question, how are we doing? Everyone should know how they're performing, how the processes are performing, how the organization is performing at all times. Team members shouldn't have to wonder whether or not a process is meeting customer deadlines, if the current state is visually apparent. Type 3 visuals instruct. They answer the question, how should it be done? They show the specific steps to accomplish work and what's expected. They provide at-a-glance details about the sequence of tasks and the standards for those tasks. And finally, Type 4 visuals are used to plan. They answer the question, what's next? To meet deadlines and prioritize activities, it's essential that everyone's aware of what's to come. When it's obvious, people know what's next and what that means for them. Occasionally, a visual can serve more than one purpose. It can both identify and instruct, or inform and plan. Identify, inform, instruct, plan. Let's learn more about each. I'll see you in Lesson 2.